Bitcoin has become one of the most talked about technologies in modern finance, yet many misconceptions cloud its true nature. This guide will debunk 4 of the biggest myths about Bitcoin, helping you understand the reality behind its energy consumption, alleged criminal associations, security, and value. By the end of this guide, you'll be equipped with the facts to make informed decisions about Bitcoin and see it beyond the headlines. Practical tip: approach each chapter with an open mind and a critical eye. For every myth, we'll present real-world examples and insights that bring you closer to the truth. Chapter 1. Bitcoin uses too much energy, the environmental myth. Bitcoin mining's energy consumption is harmful to the environment, even surpassing the energy use of entire countries. Truth. While it's true that Bitcoin mining requires significant energy, the story doesn't end there. Many mining operations are switching to renewable energy sources to power their operations sustainably. Moreover, comparing Bitcoin's energy usage to that of traditional financial systems paints a more balanced picture. The shift toward green energy in mining, along with advances in mining technology, is reducing Bitcoin's carbon footprint. Detailed insight: renewable energy. In places like Iceland, miners tap into geothermal energy, while in the US, companies are utilizing wind and solar power. The Cambridge Bitcoin Electricity Consumption Index indicates that approximately 39% of Bitcoin mining is already powered by renewables. Financial comparison. Traditional banks and ATMs globally consume vast energy. While Bitcoin's energy use is often criticized, it is part of a larger conversation about energy use in finance. Example: some Bitcoin mining farms in Texas use excess renewable energy that would otherwise go to waste, proving that mining can be flexible and even helpful to energy grids. Practical tip: when considering the environmental impact of Bitcoin, research the energy sources in your country. If renewable mining options grow, you'll see a more eco-friendly future for Bitcoin. Chapter 2. Bitcoin is for criminals. The crime myth. Myth. Bitcoin's decentralized and semi-anonymous nature makes it the currency of choice for criminals. Truth. While Bitcoin was once popular on the dark web, times have changed. Today, Bitcoin's transparency and traceability make it less appealing for illegal activity. Unlike cash, which is truly anonymous, every Bitcoin transaction is permanently recorded on the blockchain. Law enforcement agencies can trace transactions, making Bitcoin a challenging option for criminals looking to cover their tracks. Detailed insight. Blockchain transparency. Every Bitcoin transaction is recorded on a public ledger that anyone can access. This transparency allows authorities to track transactions with tools like Chainalysis. Decline in criminal use. Studies from blockchain analytics companies indicate that illegal transactions now make up less than 1% of total Bitcoin transactions. This is far lower than the estimated global criminal use of fiat currency. Example: in 2020, law enforcement used Bitcoin's traceability to arrest individuals involved in cybercrimes, demonstrating that Bitcoin's public ledger can aid investigations. Practical tip: use a blockchain explorer like Blockchair or Etherscan to view transaction histories. Seeing Bitcoin's transparency firsthand will help you understand how it's less private than many believe. Chapter 3. Bitcoin isn't secure, the security myth. Now, there's a common myth that Bitcoin is insecure because it isn't managed by a centralized authority, making it vulnerable to hacks. But here's the truth. Bitcoin's decentralized structure and advanced cryptography make it one of the most secure networks in existence. Bitcoin is maintained by thousands of nodes worldwide, each verifying transactions to ensure network integrity. Unlike centralized systems where a single breach can compromise the whole system, Bitcoin's decentralized nature makes it highly resistant to attacks. Let's dive into some detailed insight. Proof of work security. Bitcoin's proof of work, or POW, consensus mechanism means that transactions are verified through complex mathematical computations. This process makes it nearly impossible to manipulate or alter the blockchain. With a global node network of thousands of nodes across the globe, no single entity controls Bitcoin. A successful attack would require an overwhelming majority of computing power, making it economically unfeasible for hackers. For example, in 2021, while other blockchain networks faced security issues, Bitcoin remained secure and stable, showing the strength of its decentralized network. And for a practical tip to better understand Bitcoin security, set up a hardware wallet for your crypto assets. This will give you hands-on experience with the layers of security that Bitcoin offers, from private keys to seed phrases. Chapter 4. Bitcoin is just a bubble, the value myth. There's a myth out there that Bitcoin's value is a speculative bubble that will eventually burst and leave investors with nothing. But the truth is, Bitcoin's value comes from its scarcity. Only 21 million will ever exist, security and increasing adoption by individuals and institutions. While its price does experience volatility, the bubble narrative doesn't account for Bitcoin's growing role as a digital gold, a store of value that has held significant appeal, particularly as a hedge against inflation. Now, let's get into some detailed insight. Scarcity and demand. Bitcoin's fixed supply and rising demand are similar to how physical commodities like gold retain their value. This scarcity is a driving factor in Bitcoin's long-term appeal. Institutional adoption. Companies such as Tesla and MicroStrategy have invested billions in Bitcoin, signaling confidence in its staying power and use as a store of value. For example, in 2021, Bitcoin's value surged as companies like Square and PayPal integrated Bitcoin into their platforms, creating increased demand and interest from mainstream users. And here's a practical tip. If you're interested in Bitcoin's potential as a store of value, try tracking the price of Bitcoin alongside global events. Observing the relationship between Bitcoin's price and inflation or financial news can give you insight into why it's seen as digital gold. Conclusion: Bitcoin, beyond the myths. Bitcoin's impact and potential reach far beyond the myths that surround it. From environmental concerns to security misconceptions, Bitcoin has evolved to address its critics and prove its value. By understanding the truths behind these common myths, you're better prepared to explore the world of cryptocurrency with clarity and insight.